There we are. Looks like everything's fired up now. Trying to watch my CPU and see what it rests at. I'm trying to keep it at like a low 60s, right at between 60 to 80%.
At everyone new video is out.
That's right, Dino. This is a new video. Okay. Yeah, now that everything's hit, I got two more bots that should be popping up, and why they're not, I'm not sure, but they will in a moment. So I've got a few things on my to-do list today. I've got a trader that I built a little while ago that I'm going to rework a little bit because somebody's buying it. And I'd like to break it up a little bit more and prep it because I'm selling it to them for their use. But eventually, I will also be using it in my own. So those will be the only exclusive places that those things will be. Will be in my server and the one that I'm selling it to. Um, so today I'm going to break down that, and right now I think it's in 6 or 7 parts. I'm gonna break it down. It's gonna be a lot more than that. Um, After I get done with that, I've got another file for another server that I need to take a look at. He has some kind of treehouse, so I'm gonna take a look at that treehouse and see what I can fix for him. He had left me some notes and details as to what he would like done, so but be it that this is another free one, I can't spend a lot of time doing that because I get paid to do this. So anything that I'm not getting paid for is a waste of my time. So I'm gonna take a look at that, see what I can and can't tweak. I'm not gonna put a ton of effort into it, but I'll see what I can do. And so long as I can do it easily and quickly, I'll get that pumped out to him. Uh, that's just me being friendly. And then looking for somewhere between 5 to 10 map overhauls for Cherno for a PvP that I need to install. After I do that, I have to go through my files and organize all of my files. I have a ton of builds that I need to back up and make sure that I've got stored in more than one place. And I also need to organize what I currently have in order to make it easier to build things in the future. So part of that will be breaking down things, seeing what I can and can't keep, and going through the new files. So I've got two sets of new files that I need to go through and begin to organize, which I'm just going to make a new file and call it organizing here, and try to push the new files that way. Um, this way I'll be able to, because when I open up my server, I'm going to have a ton of unique places. And I've collected quite a few already. And I'll be taking some of them and actually modifying them for specific and special things. So, with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the editor. Now, I'm gonna make videos later to explain some quick tips and tricks, but for the moment, I don't really have time for that. So for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and launch into the editor. Oops, that's the wrong thing. We overwrote with the wrong thing there. There we go. Now we're back to normal. Let's pull it back to the editor. Launch into Enoch. Now things take some time, so I'm just gonna play some music on my PlayStation while I do. I've got a couple of different things I've got to monitor today. I've got to monitor some stuff going on Discord, and I've got to monitor some stuff going on in some PlayStation groups. So here and there, I'll be popping in to read messages and stuff. But overall, I'll be working on this. I'm gonna have a lot of breaks because pulling this file in uh, is kind of big, so it can take a little while sometimes. But it should be fairly easy to pull in and break down. Thinking of making some additions to the frame, um, but overall, this thing should do great. First things first. Physical. Second. Nope. I need to keep track. Take a look at something. I wonder if I can pull in a second game here. Yeah, capture. Here we go. Okay, back to the file. So let's first start with zoomed out map. Second, let's import DZE. Actually, let's start with the first steps. Give me anything. Give me Parapaint. Drop them in. Take that and cut it. Cut it. Now that that's working, bring it back in. Remove it. Okay, make sure it stays out. And we're going to save as DZE. We're going to name this because this is what we're going to be working from. So we're going to go trader. Zeros are okay, step one. Start splitting things up and rework that. Now, import PCE. No, 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 no. Library. Try this. Zero. I kind of figured that. Okay, so let's import another one. That one is definitely not the one. Let's go library and Dora Trader 2. Yeah, that's definitely the one. Pretty fast. A lot. That's a lot. So we're gonna chop this thing up. First, let's back up, double check some things. We double check a few things before I even get started. I want to make sure I've got all these walls in the proper place. If the 2.01, then I need to make sure this is the one that covers all gaps so far. Okay. Yeah, it's a little tight right there, but not a lot I can do about that. Okay, this is the area where they can import you to space. Should have been a gas. I'll put one out there in a moment. Check this. Make sure that this is not the one cement floor. It's not. Good. This is not the one with the temporary floor too. Correct. Correct. It's the one with the balcony. Correct. Correct. Okay. So the two major things that I need to do from here is I need to start splitting this file. I want to make the welcome center its own file. I want to make the my little statue here its own file. I want to do those two things for sure to split them up. So one by one, I'm going to eliminate the things that I can. I'm going to leave the statue as a beacon. I think I want to take out. I'm going to make the cabin its own as well. Well, maybe I shouldn't do that. It's got a size change in it. I can make it easy. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the cabin. Let's break the cabin damage though, because I think it's pulling in quite a few files. And I think I want to move the yellow markers, the yellow, I want to take the force field out of the bulletproof thing. It's fine and everything. I got nothing against it, but it's kind of a little overly unnecessary. I think I'm going to leave the security shed in the front left, and then I'll eliminate all the other three and just lock up the one as a security shed and still give access to it. Now, the person that I talked to said that they wanted to be able to lock up the upper balcony. That's really not going to do them any good because there's stair accesses all the way around. I'm going to pull in all the parts. However many times I have to split it up, perfectly fine. I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. So since I'm going to start with the frame, let's get the chopper size first. So let's eliminate the smaller things. We eliminate a few pieces and objects here. So what I need to do is keep the placement of it. Zoom in here. Let's have just this chopper. Chopper. Let's have the properties.
Hi again, you look less depressed.
Thank you. Yes, I'm working on it. I'm a heavily medicated individual. Yeah, I started a new set of meds 3 weeks ago, and they've put me on, and I've got like 6 different doctors at this point, and just a second. Cabin, chopper, size. Is it 0.015? 0.015. Yeah, they've got me on like six different doctors, support groups, therapists, counselors. Like they after the doctors did my assessment, they were all extremely concerned, and my phone goes off like every day for different doctors and stuff. They're trying to get all this stuff worked out. So they started me off with medication for depression. And then after this,
That a lot of
after,
DRs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, especially for just one thing. Like, I think it's three or four doctors for the depression. And then, no, it's three doctors for the depression, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and a like a caseworker for the both of them because I have problems remembering when I've got appointments and stuff. So I have to get them to email it to me just so I'll remember. Um, and and then two different caseworkers and a group that I have to go to. Well, I don't have to. It's optional. I have to go to like once a week. Slowly working through all of this shit. It's extremely hard to go through as an intelligent individual because you wind up being split between what is depression versus what is just a shitty situation, like and getting confused about which one it is. And then a lot of the stuff that they teach in those, or I guess preach about in those suicide groups is like all these coping mechanisms, and they feel like diversion tactics. They feel like things to either distract yourself or to not think about the problems that you have. And none of these things solve the problems, and it becomes like this internal struggle that I start to have is like, how many times can I just keep self-soothing and none of the problems are going away? This is, to me, it feels like the equivalent of lying to myself. And I don't want to just have to lie to myself in order to get through these fucking problems. Like I have to make fucking changes
Depression
in my
FR
life.
just runs in my family.
Yeah, yeah, same. It does my mom too. My mom had hers because depression can come out in different ways, like where you when you sometimes think less of yourself, it can come out on other people as anger. And my mom did that to me like my entire childhood. And then it wasn't until I was like 19 that I finally had enough and I stood up for myself and I was like, look, you don't have to stop talking to me like that. Like I've had enough of this shit. Like I'm grown. I don't live here anymore. And every time I talk to you, you're so fucking hateful. I was like, do you not realize how you talk to me? And I had a little brother and like me and my brother, I was like, you do you not realize like you're like that all the time? You're so fucking aggressive toward us. The rest of the world, you're peaceful and you're fine and you're happy and you act like everything's fine, but then you take out all of your fucking rage on us for all the shit that you're afraid of or that you can't stand up for or your depression or whatever the fuck it is. And she was in complete denial about it. And I was like, I tell you what, it's like go ask my brother right now. Ask him when you don't yell at him. See if he can tell you. She called him in there. He was like, I don't know, 11 or 12 at the time. And he comes in and she goes, when do I not yell at you? Now, her answer for this was in the morning when she woke him up. And he goes, I don't know, my birthday. Like he could not think of a time when she did not yell at him constantly. And after I said something to her about it, she shortly then after went and saw a therapist, got on medication. She's been on medication for the last 20 years. And she's come back to me several times and talked about the stuff that happened to me in my childhood. And she's still in denial about a lot of things. And I told her that I'm not worried about it anymore, that I forgave her when it turns out that I've been harboring a lot of this shit and have fucking PTSD from it. Like, I didn't know that I had PTSD. That was a new one on me. They asked me about my childhood trauma, and when I was going over it with the doctor, she was like, "Oh, you definitely have PTSD." Like, well, god damn it. Just add that to the fucking list. Whatever. I think what I'm going to do for the balcony, because last time I just did the flooring pieces, but I think for the balcony this time, I'm going to include the steps. That way they can toggle those steps on and off. But just the outer rim balcony. Now that I got those
This went
sizes
to a
put
video
down.
to a therapy session.
I know, right? Yeah, I didn't really mean for it to. It's just kind of shit that I'm currently working through. I'm trying to force my way through, and instead of distracting myself, I'm just trying to keep myself busy, trying to focus on this new business and channel. And I've got more videos to make, like live streaming these things. A lot of people don't don't do this, especially for console, but I'm trying to get a new server started as well as this business where I make builds for people. This one is actually one of those builds that I'm doing for other people. I'm going to be selling this one after I get it together. Well, actually, I've already sold it. I just got to wait for the payment, and I'll give it to them after they get my payment. But I'm breaking it down and making sure that the file works a little bit better for them. I'm also going to use it in my own since it's my build, but I want to break it down a little bit more so that the file works a little bit smoother. And I'm trying to think of ways to smooth that out. Um,
You sold Play Roblox there a COD remake.
yeah, I did see that. My kids play a lot of that, and I've actually heard of a lot of game developers actually going over to that. But that's a lot more coding. That's more than I really know how to do at the moment. But I did consider that at one point. I heard the guys from, I don't know if you remember the old Spider-Man games on PlayStation 2, but I heard the guy that they did the second Spider-Man game, which was the first one where when you shot the web, it actually had to tangibly touch something. It had to hit something in order for him to
I can
swing.
help you if you want.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, if I pick it up, I will. But this business is starting to pick up. I want to focus on this first, because I've got with this just one thing with just Daisy alone. I put together a little strategy of about a three-tier strategy to attempt to start making money off of this. So I'm gonna try to do this first. If that fails, I may I may go over to Roblox because my kids play the shit out of Roblox. Let's see here, but first, let's try to cut some of the fat off of this file by
Okay.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna highlight the whole cabin now that I've got the size change in place for the cabin. What I'm gonna do is take just the cabin and the size changes within it. Let's zoom down and make sure I'm not getting anything underneath. I'm not intending to. Looks like I did. Nope, no, I didn't. Any other miscellaneous pieces I accidentally touched? Nope. There's a
If
problem
you
with
do, you
highlighting
sold
this thing.
Playblocks Fruit PPL. Love that game.
Okay, let's see here. Let's take a look. Yeah, there's a slight problem when highlighting objects on this editor. Is sometimes when you highlight something facing a particular direction, it will sometimes inadvertently grab things behind it. It looks like it didn't this time. I don't have any other files loaded in by mistake, does it? No, okay. So I am right where I want to be. Then let's take this file and let's export it. Export as a JSON. Actually, yeah, it's exported as a JSON. And it will retain the size, but I'll go back in later, make a copy of the DZE so that it retains the size change, which I wrote down just in case. Please don't tell me that unhighlighted that. Okay, good. And we want to export just the selected, and we're going to name it Trader Cabin. Export. Now with that done, let's delete it. Hope that it only deletes the parts that I want. Just the smoke and stuff, right? Takes that out. Good, good. It's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so that's step one. That's the cabin. So cabin's complete. Let's see. JSON's completed. Cabin. Oh, we still need to get the DZE for it. Get DZE. DZE for size change. Okay. Okay, so cabin's done. Now, second, let's get the welcome center next, because the welcome center has a good number of pieces, parts. So let's get the welcome center. And I think what I'm gonna do as well, besides just getting the welcome center, I think I want to move this trader sign and put it on top so it can't be touched. I think I want to eliminate the outer parts of this trader sign. So, okay, to eliminate a couple of small things here, let's back up a bit. I tell you what, let's get the statue first. Let's have this. Let's raise you up so that I get all of that in there. Let's go up a bit. Give me my mouse back. There we go. I'll do just this. Now, let's see, it highlighted that and that. I didn't want all of those things. Just want the tank. It got more pieces than I intended for it to. Let's back it way up just so I can see everything. We just want this. Just that bit. Now, let's double check. Make sure it's just the tank. Oh, looks like we got a piece of the statue in there. Monument soldier. No, I don't. I don't want that piece of statue. So let's try that again. Let's try to move it around. There we go. So that that box is out of the way. Let's try this again. Front, right. Actually, all of the parts for it. One more time. Okay, now let's take a look again. That's that entire cluster, right? Okay, that entire cluster makes the tank. So we're going to save this as a JSON. Export as a JSON. Just the highlighted objects and call it trader bumper tank. Export. Oh no, it unhighlighted it for some reason. No, 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 no. Do it again. M. Again, double checking that I got all the parts. M again. Let's re-export that. Object spawner. Trader. Bumper. Tanks. KS. Bumper tank. Only one. Export. Should say that there already is one. Yes, do it again. Override it. 12. Okay. That seems more proficient. The bumper tank. Yes. 5 kilobytes. Trader cabin. 53 kilobytes. Yes. So far, so good. Now, oops, should have kept that. There's 12 objects, right? Double check. Make sure it's just that group. Okay, pull it back and delete. Okay. Tank's out of the way, cabin's out of the way. Now, let's go down here and get this welcome center. The welcome center is going to be a little touchy because I want to move this trader sign and I want to move it to above an area on top of this cabin. I want to make sure that people can't get to it. So what if there is somewhere that I can place this where it won't look too out of the way? For one, let's have just the sign if I can. Can I get just the sign? Didn't accidentally get anything else, right? Good. That's a good start. Okay. Now let's move it away first because it looks like it's facing the proper angle. It looks like it's facing the proper direction that I want it to. Oh, you know what? I just realized. Okay, if I take this welcome center, I have to take the radio with it. So the radio, the amp, and the battery that's up inside the little chill spot have to come with it, and that is to protect uh, the megaphone thing that's attached there won't work unless they're all one file. So I need to attach them. And if that be the case too, it's actually not a bad idea to make it to where it goes across the entire trader to make sure that when it's broadcast, it's heard from all areas. So what I'm thinking I'll do is before I make this welcome center, I'll include that, but I'll also include one, two, three, four more. So it'll be a total of 5 towers with megaphones on them that attach to the one station so that they can broadcast throughout. Okay. Okay, so firstly, let's take what we have and let's move it away. Let's do this first. And then what I want to do is I want to kind of cut the fat off of this sign. To do that, what I'm going to do is there's like a box that goes out and around it that makes the lettering. I think what I want to do is take that outer box off, which is just these pieces. Right? Double check
Are you
that.
making a town?
I'm making what's called a trader, and it's a place where people can come to get all the items in the game. So once this file is placed in, this place contains all of the different gear, weapons, food, um, everything that the game has to offer can all be picked up in one location to make it easier for people to get started playing. So that looks right. Let's see if it's wrong. I can undo it, but let's see. Yes, that's exactly what I want. I want to be able to take off those things. So
Oh,
that's the
okay, I don't
floor.
play the game you're playing.
Oh, it's all right. A lot of people don't really know this end of things either. A lot of people just play the game. They don't really know a lot about the editor. And I've been working with it for a little over a year. So as time goes on, I've gotten better and better at it. But it is a learning curve because it's constantly evolving and changing. Okay. Just this bottom half. Ooh, that's not enough. Let's do that. Now, okay. I keep hitting the map because see right there, that's why I keep hitting the map. I just accidentally highlighted a part back there. And that's not what I want. I want to highlight a part of that bridge. That's what it was. Let's come back out. Let's try that again. Just want the lower half of this. And then I'm going to the overhead map to make sure that I'm only getting in the area that I'm trying to. checking all these other little dots, making sure there's no accidental highlights, because if I accidentally highlight something else and delete it, it will remove it, and I'll never know where it was. I have to start all over. Okay, delete those bits. Okay, now to get these few right, this is the touchy bit. Let's get a little closer. There we go. Okay, now let's double check again. Get the other accidental parts. Good, good, good. Now back to the map. Let's delete those. And I think that's perfect. That's what I wanted. So that cuts the fat off of it. That still leaves the trader sign, but without all the access code that goes around the edges of it. So now let's pick this up again. Double check that that's all I've got. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. Now so back down, and let's move it back to where I want it. Let's move it. I want it above this welcome center here. Right through there. Now let's zoom in a bit. Let's take a look at the precise placement. Go back a hair. To the right. What I would like to do is line it up with that as close as I can. Not it protruding anywhere. Anything. So let's slightly rotate it because it looks like this little wood bar that goes across. I would like it to follow that, which it looks like I only need to slightly turn it clockwise. So Control Alt right. Very, very slightly. Now, something that I had to get used to when doing this was you can't always get things perfect. Sometimes you just get as close as you can, and you just have to be okay with it not being absolutely perfect. Okay, now that that is in place, now let's take a look at how it looks on both ends. See if it rotated the way I wanted it to. Looks as if I got it as close as I can. Okay, now let's lower it a bit by holding Alt. And actually, well, let's just go page down first. So I wanted to cut into this thing a little bit. I
Do
wanted
you
to make,
watch anime?
I do. That's actually where my name comes from. Atomisk comes from an anime that most people have either never seen or didn't pay any attention to, but it's the title for the name was actually the most ridiculous title that I had ever heard, and I thought it was hilarious. It was they called him Atomisk. Uh, what was it? Lord Atomisk.
What is your fave anime?
Oh, I don't particularly have a favorite. I have a top three. So my top three would be Gurren Lagann, Fooly Cooly, and Cowboy Bebop. Close this gap here a little further this way.
Mine first One Piece, second DBS and Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I like Demon Slayer. I've recently watched Demon Slayer. I never really could get into One Piece. I tried. My cousin really loves it, and I hear it's still going, but I don't know what it was. I never really could get into One Piece. It just wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't really my speed. I do like things that end. Like I like Dragon Ball and everything, but I'm real big on things that have a conclusion. Like they at some point end. I think that's what I always liked about those three was they didn't just keep going on and on and on and run the series into the ground. Like they actually stopped, you know, gave closure to something without running it into the ground. Oh, Full Metal Alchemist is another favorite. I loved Full Metal Alchemist. Through here, it should begin to peek into this other wood.
And yet Season Me Street has 4x of One Piece.
Oh, this thing got a little further into that than what I think it should have. It should, oh, I see. I went just a hair too far back. Let's go. Let's take it up a bit. There we are. There we are. Now let's raise that and let's back up a bit. Let's take a look at what it looks like. That's not too bad. I like that. Okay. Okay. I think I can live with that a lot better because they can't really affect the most important thing is like for some reason glow sticks, particularly red ones, have problems. Ooh, you know what? That right there makes a great sign. Let's take a screen cap of that. What is it? Oh, Windows Shift S. Let's take a screen cap of that.
What is your Have a Mean song?
Oh, give me just a moment. I want to take a screen cap of the trader.
Fave.
Oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one because I'm from Tennessee. I'm actually in Nashville, which is Music City. But I've had a ton of musical influences throughout my life. I like just about everything except for opera, and unfortunately, because it's country music city, I don't like country music either. I've been exposed to too much of it. Ooh. All right, let me move the camera back. bring my objects back in. Give me the mouse back. Let's deselect that. Leave that just where it is. And I need to save this picture. Let's see. I think, let me see. What are one of my favorite current bands? Oh, um,
Is this your fave game?
oh, it's not my favorite, but it is one that I'm currently heavily into. Um, Daisy is a pretty fun survival game, and it's got a lot of different aspects. And if you can get into the editor half of it, if you can get into the creative half of it, it's got a ton of potential. Um, I think that's the thing I like the most about it at the moment. Let's save this. We'll just call it Trader Shop. Okay. Sorry, I had to save a screen capture from that real quick. I can edit it later, but I wanted to have this as a small pick for it later. Um, my favorite, let's see, favorite band I'm into at the moment
Who is your fave
is,
YouTuber?
oh, I don't have a fave YouTuber. I don't really get a chance to watch too much. I guess most of the time I'm doing something. Oh, music wise, ASAP Rock, AESOP Rock. He's this little nerd rapper. He's kind of funny. I like Meg Myers. I like Killer Mike and Run the Jewels. Um, but like I've got a wide range of music that I listen to. I like Flyleaf, Nine Inch Nails, Rob Zombie, White Zombie, Smashing Pumpkins, Nirvana. Um, there's this one guy I like called C60. Probably my all-time favorite for music would have to be Jack White. Like anything Jack White is involved in, whether it's the Dead Weather, the Raccoon Tears, the White Stripes, or just Jack White himself. Jack White is a fantastic musician. Like I really love him from like modern time music. Like he brings a certain vibe to it that not a lot of people do anymore. But like I'm an 80s and 90s kid, so I like a lot of different types of music that range anywhere from then till now. Even if it's
My
like
fave
silly
YouTuber
stuff.
Sock41 or Sock42 or Sock43 or Sock React. He has a lot of channels.
That's cool. What to do? What to do? Trying to find this. This. Oh, this. No. Nope. Is it?
I'm about to finish college.
Oh, good stuff. Is this part? I'm looking for this megaphone feature somewhere in this cluster. Oh, I bet it's it. That's the extra white right there. Yep, powerful. That's the one. Okay, let's copy this. Control J. Let's move it up. And look at the particle. Good, good, good. Okay, now let's take this part. I want to add it to each of the corners of these towers so that, excuse me, so that when they use that megaphone, it not only says what it's doing there, but it projects around the entire trader. So let's take this one piece and let's turn off collision. Let's drag this piece. Let's put it. Actually, this. Move it up here. Oh, come on. With collision turned on, it should have brought this up here. Come on. We're up here. Close enough. Okay. Now, let's move it to the corner. Go up. Get it right. Now, let's move it in. Because this extra board that's sticking out of it is a little up. I don't want it sticking that far up. Actually, can I hide it? Let's see if I can hide it. If I can hide it, what I'll do is I'll turn around and put it. I think I can. Yeah, there's enough of a gap inside of that. I should be able to. Tell you what, before I do that, let's move this to the right, get it out of my way. Actually, how can I do this? What I want to do, move this piece completely out of my way. Oh, oh, okay. Let's lock, lock those. what I'm doing is I'm locking a few of these pieces because I'm about to eliminate that. So I want to lock all of these other pieces before I put in this last power pole, because I don't want to accidentally delete anything I don't need to here. Lock this, lock this, lock this. Oh, just a moment. Check my messages. Messages. Those present issues. And I'll be right back. Gotta use the restroom.
By GTG, love the channel.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm about to, I think I'm gonna take a phone call here in just a second. Uh, yeah, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Oh, today's Wednesday. Ahsoka started today. May have to take a break, go watch Ahsoka. Supposed to be 2 episodes for the start today. I want to get a little bit more finished with this build. Do that. underneath. There's the bales. Oh, whoa. Stone. Eyes. Radio. IDI. Bad. A. D. Got luck. Let's see. be two pieces. There's another optic piece hiding somewhere. Damn it. I'm gonna have to unlock the whole goddamn thing. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Put it down here. Is it already showing both? No, it's not. Is it? What's the second one? Come on. Get it. Both of them, there you go. Whatever. Optics. Ain't that some old shit? Okay. Well, I think I got it anyway. Fuck this. 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 Fuck. What's this? It's an optic. What's that way down there? That fucking statue with the statue. This. Fuck. What up? This thing on? The fuck? Oh, there we go. Hang on, give me just a second to wrap up what I'm doing. I got too many processes going on at the moment. Let me save this project.
No, it's okay if this isn't a good time.
No, it's all right. Give me just a second. I just need to save the current work so I can come right back to it later. I was planning on taking a break anyhow. That new Ahsoka show came out today, and I wanted to watch it.
What show?
Ahsoka. It's that new Star Wars thing on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just close this down. Close and exit. All right. What y'all been up to?
Oh, nothing, just living.
Right?
Playing GTX. Passing time away. What about you?
Just working, getting these things sold. Finally making money off of these builds.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
what happened?
Um, but to be honest, I just kind of got tired of getting used. It didn't have anything to do with you or Scrappy. Um, I just didn't want to. The reason that I deleted you guys when I did it was because I didn't want you to have to make a decision, like to dig through the story to figure out, I didn't want you to have to pick a side, basically. So I just kind of decided to make myself the bad guy and just, because I didn't want to like put anybody in a position to where they had to choose which friend, you know what I mean? And I know you guys have been friends for a long time, so I thought it was just easier to leave it that way. And I deleted you, Two Guns, and Scrappy. Um, man, I noticed after a while, because I was in a bad spot. Like I was in a super bad spot, and like I'm medicated now, and it's slowly getting better. But I had to I had to just take a fucking look at my life and the people around me and shit, and getting used, you know. Because I don't know who, somebody went back to him and said that I said that he stole my trader. I never said that. I never once said that. And I said he used me, and that's true because the only thing that I ever asked for him for was to help me sell these things because I wasn't very good at it. I didn't know where to begin with those things. And that's the only thing I ever asked of him. But when it came time to do that, because I waited like a month after I completed that trader, and it was just always more. Can you do this? Can you do this? I need this. And I realized it's never going to be my turn. Like it was always what somebody else could do for him. And I got tired of being used. I treated him like a real friend. You know what I mean? I gave dude my real phone number. You know what I mean? And then right after when I realized what was going on, and I didn't get mad at him. I didn't yell at him. I didn't cuss him out. I didn't do nothing. Uh, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't do nothing in a revenge type way. Like all I did was leave. That's all I did. Like, and he went telling people that I blocked him and this, that, and the other. I never blocked him from anywhere, from nowhere. And he went telling some of my friends that I had blocked him and shit. I never blocked him from anywhere. Hell, he had my phone number. What would be the good in blocking him? You know what I mean? Like, and then I realized it was just like people he could use. And I'm tired of being used. And, I know I don't seem like it, but I'm a nice person. I don't expect nothing from nobody. But it does kind of cut me deep when I treat somebody like a real friend and and they just use me. You know what I mean? I started paying attention in and around the time that we were having a conversation one day and he goes, "But I got you where I wanted you anyway." And that's when I started paying attention and started thinking and like it kind of planted the seed and I started to notice every time I would complete something or every time I would finish something, it was never time to help me do the thing that he said he was going to do. You know, I only ever asked for the one thing. All I ever asked for was him to help me set up a Discord so I could sell this because I'm not very good with Discord stuff. And I realized it was never going to be that time. So I was just like, you know what? There ain't no sense in getting mad about it. But at the same time, I can't have that toxicity in my life anymore. So I gotta cut any type of person like that out of my life. And I knew you guys were friends, so I deleted you and Scrappy just so you wouldn't have to pick sides or put you in the middle of it. Like that's the only reason that I deleted you and Scrappy. Now Jectron on the other hand, Jectron, on the other hand, I don't know what the fuck his deal was. I understand he's going through stuff, but multiple times on multiple occasions, he would find a way to, like, whatever little aggressions he had, he kept taking them out on me. And I never retaliated in any kind of way, but at some point I just got fucking sick of it. You know what I mean? I just got, because, like, he left one group and then he left another group. And, like, these were places where I trusted him with things. Like, I opened up my Google Drive to him that has all of my backups from every DayZ build I have. And he just left the group from it. And I was like, what the fuck? You know, that's a secure thing. Like, and he kept taking whatever microaggressions he had out on me. And eventually I just got tired of that shit. Like, everybody's going through stuff, but you don't take it out on other people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can understand if you're trying to cut toxicity out of your life, but it's a whole other thing if you're just taking your aggressions out because you don't know, like, how to vent properly or whatever. You know, I can't condone that. I can't condone somebody taking people out on people that haven't done anything. He would get upset about something, and then somehow my name would get thrown into it when I had nothing to do with it, or he'd take something the wrong way. Somehow that's my fault. That's not. You gotta have some kind of level of personal responsibility on shit like that. I'm not gonna take the fault for something that I had nothing to do with.
Yeah. I know, I
Yeah,
guess that must have been more quiet. I guess I didn't see him. I know he does, he'll leave on a, I don't know, what do you want to call it?
get a huff.
Yeah, but yeah, just one of those people that are a little, you have to be a little extra tender-footed with, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah, I went back, particularly after that thing when he left that day in GTA. I went back and reviewed that footage. I didn't say anything disrespectful to him or anybody else. And I don't know if there was just too many people talking and he decided to take it the wrong way. Maybe he misheard, but like he acted like as if I had threatened him at some point, and that never happened. So I was like, whatever, I'm just tired of dealing with it. I deleted him.
Yeah, I think he just got overwhelmed and he took, I don't know, whatever you said, something about if you kill me, I'm gonna go back on you, or yeah, come after you or some shit. I don't know. But
Yeah,
and he just got over, like, that was, he just went overwhelmed and left the
yeah.
party. I mean,
Yeah, he left a bunch of stuff for mine. That was like the third or fourth time he had done shit like that. And it seemed to be specifically at me, like because it was a private group between me, him, Two Guns, and Kid, and then there was the Discord, and then I tried to message him a few times about it to ask him what was going on in different places, and he never would let me know what was going on because I tried to, I reached out. Yeah, I did what I could, but I'm not gonna bend over backwards. You know what I mean? Like that's ridiculous. But
I mean, if people don't have to get along, and if you don't get along with them and don't want to be, and that's your choice. I mean, that's your not trying to say this in a bad way. Your deal with them. Your My brain's not working right now.
no worries.
I'm not trying to say it in like a bad way or anything. I'm just saying that's like between you and him. There we go. That's
Yeah,
you know, the whole Two Guns thing. I don't know. From what I understood about it, Two Guns didn't even really know where to begin on selling your thing. I think it was just a communication thing. I don't think he was trying to use you, because there is things that Two Guns does that can come off that way, like he's using or but in the end, if you can sit him down and talk to him.
That's the thing. I did a few different times, and it just I realized it was never going to be time. And it was just always what I could do for him. Like the making the video that I had started to do. I've been starting to do that for a long time. And then the first time we get that rally put together, I don't know if you noticed, but I was kind of upset at that. Like I wanted to participate in that fucking rally event too. I put the damn thing in there, went up, tested the track to make sure it worked for everybody. And then the first time we had an event for that, he asked me to set out so that I could record footage. And I mean, I was a little upset by that. Like I would have liked to have participated too. I did kind of go through a lot to get it in there and make sure that it worked. You know, and then I got to sit out to let him collect footage for a commercial for somebody else's shit. Yeah, I was a little hurt by that. I didn't say nothing. I took it in stride. I still did what I said I would do. In fact, I did everything I said I would do, no matter how much time it took me. I spent 2.5 months building that trader, just so for nothing other than the love of building it and trying to do something with this thing to be able to make money. I'd let it known that I was in a financial hurt for a long time. I still am. It wasn't until recently I've made around Mm, a little over $300 at this point from selling my stuff. So I figured out how to do it and I figured out how to network it. But you know, I've been in a financial strain for a long fucking time, and he knew this, you know, and he's got, you know, he could have at any point helped. Not so much financially because I never asked him for money. I never wanted money from him. All I wanted was what he already knew how to do into these things. Like he knew how to run the bots for the ticket tool, set up a Discord, set up the pictures. These are things he does know how to do because he does them all the time for those rental spaces for the buy a base shit. That's basically all it was. You know, it's not like it's a big elaborative thing. It was just nothing he wanted to spend any time with. And he moves from thing to thing. He does this all the time. He got sick of DayZ at one point, and then he bounced from that to um, what the fuck was the name of that game? Ark. He bounced to Ark for a little while, and then after the GTA thing, after I deleted him was when I really noticed like the sideways stuff in the line. Because he went back to two of my friends and said that I deleted it, blocked him, and he wrote them both the exact same message. I did not block him anywhere. He could have reached out on any of those platforms and wrote me a message or contacted me or video chatted, whatever. He is not blocked from anything. But he told people that he was, and he was not. I don't have my stuff set up for private. I'm an open and public person. Like I'm a streamer, so I keep myself as an open and public and reachable figure. And anybody can reach me at any given point in time. And when he went back, and the thing that got my attention was the key people that he said that to was the people who were at the time could run the Bogdan for him to make him more money in GTA or him or whoever else. So that was when it really pushed in for me that it's people that he can use is what he needed to push whatever narrative to. And that just and luckily these people that he wrote those messages to, they've known me for more than a decade. They've known me forever. I don't lie. I don't bullshit. I don't make stuff up, and I fucking hate drama. I hate all this bullshit back and forth, and I was just fucking over it. That's why when I left, I didn't do nothing vengeful. I didn't take away anything, tear anything up, or touch nothing. All I did was leave. And then for that, he went back and deleted all kinds of people that know me as if like they were going to do something. I would never ask, for one, I would never ask anybody that is my friend or anybody that I even know to do anything on behalf of me. If I wanted to do something, I'd do it myself, you know. And but it, like went in retaliation to shit like that. Like Clown and some other people sent me messages like, "Oh, he deleted me too," and I was like, "Yeah, it's got nothing to do with me. Sorry you got involved with it," because there was no reason for that. Those
I
people
think
didn't
he
have
did
anything
the
to do
same
with it.
reason why you deleted us is he didn't want them to come back with drama and stuff, or have to worry about if there was going to be backlash or something from it. Is the reason why he did that.
Uh,
Not that I necessarily agree, and he should have, but it's
he
the same, same goes for why like it was. I don't know. I kind of feel like you deleting us kind of dragged us into it if we didn't do anything, and
I
we're
just
not
didn't
that
want you
kind
to
of
have to.
people, especially not me.
Yeah, I just didn't want you to have to pick a side. Hell, he wrote me a message that day. um, he sent me a text uh, right after I deleted everything, and it was a small conversation, but it went like this. He was like, "No idea what I did. Okay, but okay, peace." And I was just all I said was, "No worries, you got what you wanted." He goes, "I have no idea what I've done to you, but you just ghosted me. No message, no nothing. But if this is what you want, so be it. I have enough drama." Now, at that point, I explained to him exactly what was wrong, and I told him. I said, put simply, I treated you like a real friend. I was there for you every time you needed it, did everything I said I would, and then some. You lied to me, you used me. In your words, you got what you wanted. All I did was leave and remove myself from the group and the toxic, manipulative people. Nothing dramatic about it. I don't owe an explanation of any kind to people who don't actually care. Even now, you're still lying and trying to manipulate. I'm done. Deuces. You know, after that, I didn't hear nothing for about, I didn't say anything else to him. He didn't say anything else to me for probably, let's see, what was the date on that? July 10th to August the 2nd. He sent me a message. He's like, your trader has been removed since apparently I stole from you. I just said, LOL, I never said you stole from me. You know, he's like, well, that's not what I've heard, but you have a good one, man. Good luck. Your trader was beautiful. I was like, I told him, I was just, yes, it's just people trying to stir up shit, I guess. You know me better than that. I'm not one to lie. I can't stream as much as I do and lie. So, um, that's the last I heard from him. And it kind of, even when I said what was wrong and what had happened and how I felt, there was no response to that. But then to say that he's not about drama, but then he comes to me telling me, "Oh, I took your trader out because of what somebody else said." That's drama all day. That's all that is. Like there was no need to even message me and tell me that he took it out. I don't care if he takes it out. I don't care if he keeps it. I don't care if he uses it. He can do whatever the fuck he wants for it. I made it for there. You know, I'm not I'm not overly concerned. I've got all the originals. I know that the work is mine. I don't need to prove nothing to nobody else. I don't care. You know, I'm not out here living for other people. I was trying to make money off of the goddamn thing. You know, it upset me because I treated him like a real friend. When he got hacked and his bank account went after him, I fucking called him to try to help him. When his wife was in the hospital, I called him to try to help him. You know what I mean? I treated him like a real friend, not just some fucking cat I knew on the internet. You know, but when it came to me and anything going on with my life, that's other people's problems. That's oh, that ain't got nothing to do with him. This is drama. You know what I mean? And it just cut me because I treat people like real people, not just fucking people I chill with. I'm not a fair weather person. You know what I mean? If I'm your friend, like I'm your friend all the time, not just in good times. You know. And when I realized that like it was only ever about what I could do for him, yeah, I was fucking done. I'm over it. I'm sorry if you feel like you got caught up in the middle. I was never trying to put you in the middle. I just didn't want you to have to feel like you picked sides. And I figure if I made myself the bad guy and deleted anybody that was his close friend, then he wouldn't have to worry about that. And then there would be no cycle of drama. And he said this, she said that. Fuck, dude, we're all too old for that bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
So, like I said, I never had any hard feelings toward you, Scrappy. Yeah, I'm sorry if you did feel like you got caught up in shit. That was never my intent.
Yeah, it's the bad things. It did make us get caught up, and because of how you left two guns, we got lumped in. Now we're getting called, or at least me. I'm getting told that I use people too now, and yeah.
Yeah, I never said that. Because anybody that asked me what happened and why I left, I told them the exact same thing I just told you. It had nothing to do with you and Scrappy. Like, Jectron is a whole other story by himself, but my main issue was being used by Two Guns because I don't know, maybe we became too fast friends, and because I treated him like a real person, maybe it hurt me that man, I'm not gonna lie to you, Ginger. Like I've got like four fucking doctors now. I'm medicated because I was on the verge of fucking killing myself. Like I've had to go to a lot of fucking therapy because not just you know shit that's happened to me before, and I needed to get medicated for my depression anyway. But like as this was going on, having people currently use me was helping nothing. And that was why I had to cut it out of my life because I can't keep feeling like that. Fucking Alias did the same thing. He used me as far as he could, and then when I wasn't of use anymore, then I was fucking disposable. And I just can't. I can't get treated like that by people anymore. I won't. I gotta start respecting myself more. I'm gonna surround myself with a higher quality of fucking people or something. But I can't keep being around that shit. You know?
If it did come out that way, I don't think he really meant to though. Like I don't think he's anything like fucking Adamus, like or Adamus, sorry, Aliasman. Jesus Christ, it freaking. I don't think he's anything like he is, but I wasn't in on everything you guys talked about and did and how things worked. I know when it came to the GTA side of stuff, like we didn't stop talking to you guys. Like we weren't trying to stop talking to you. We jumped in a private party because I got too overwhelmed because there was so many people in the party and everybody talking and I wanted to learn the game. So we jumped into a smaller party. I kept waiting for you to ask to be invited to the party and come play and you just never said a word and then a couple days later you were gone. I just weren't trying to leave you out or use you or anything like that. It's just
I
I
never
got
had any issue
overwhelmed
with
in the
that.
huge I got overwhelmed in the huge parties
Yeah, I never had any
and
issue with the party stuff. I mean, it's just not my preferred method of talking to people because I'm not fucked up with kicking somebody out. You know what I mean? If the group is too large, I'm not. I've never been one to shy away from anything. You know, if it gets to be too many people, or if I'm in the middle of doing something or helping somebody, like how you know, clowning them though. They've been around me for years. I'm not fucked up with telling randos to shut the fuck up as we're doing something.
yeah, well that was the thing though. Like I was trying so hard to hear what you were saying that last time that we talked in the party, but every time you started talking, like three other people would start talking and
Hmm. Yeah, I
I
get how
just
it is.
got so that's the only reason why we weren't trying to use you. Two Guns wasn't trying to use you or your friends to get taught, the thing. That's not how it was.
Oh, no worries. Like I said, it's got nothing to do with you.
So I don't know. I never had any heart hurt or I wasn't never mad. I was just kind of hurt, like I didn't understand. Yeah. So
Yep, no worries. I'm not upset about anything. That was my whole goal to begin with, was to just let all of it go. I was just tired of feeling. I was tired of feeling used. I was tired of feeling fucking, you know, manipulated and shit. And it's just I was done with it. After I got away, I started to hear other people's stories and stuff, and there was quite a few people that I ran into that kind of felt the same way, and that's kind of why the server started dwindling there toward the end. There's quite a few people that were upset about the way money was managed at the time, and you know, there were other people that were upset with other things that didn't have nothing to do with me. But
yeah,
yeah, no
well,
worries.
there are
Yeah,
some people that are upset for ridiculous reasons, but just because they didn't get every little thing they wanted, like I don't know. There's some people that think that they should get what they want when they want, how they want it, and they forget that you know you have lives and stuff to deal with.
yeah. Oh, I already know how it is. I've seen it too many times.
I think that's why a lot of people are upset because they expected Two Guns to be on top of everything, and he's still human like everybody else. We're all human. We're all fuck up. We all make mistakes. Everybody's lives are pretty shit right now. I just, I don't know. I just wish that it's a lot of petty and stupid, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but nobody's got anything to worry about from me. I ain't got no ill will harbored toward anybody, and I'm not a revenge type person. I know it's just a waste of time. I just wanted to move on and do me for a change. So I've moved
Yeah.
on. I've got my work up at about 5 or 6 different servers now. Um, Started partnering up with some other people and getting my shit out in the world, working on my new Discord, my new server. Um, Everything's cool.
Well, that's good. You're gonna be starting your own server, eh?
Yeah, yeah, I've already prepped it. I've got the money set aside. I'm just doing all the prep work beforehand because when I launch, I want to have it up and running the way I want within like the first week. So I'm sorting away my other business first. I'm sorting away. I've got 2 other customers that I'm waiting on payments from, and I've already got their work finished, but I'm waiting for the payments before I hand it over, and I want to make sure that I get those finances secured before I launch in because I want to be able to sustain it for about 3 months, and I'm gonna do everything on my own that way. That way, because I've been in enough servers at this point. They're like, I know what it takes to make a good one. I know what and I've done it by committee too many times, and I think a lot of shit gets lost in translation. Like, I think it just needs more communal, uh, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Needs to have more consideration toward the player base, and the people that donate the shit. So I want to make sure that I secure that. I want to make sure that like everything is reasonable for the people that actively play, you know. So,
Yeah. Well, good luck with that.
hmm thank you.
Hope it goes good for you.
Yeah, actually, I formed a partnership between 3 other servers, so I think it'll be fine. I found 3 other types of servers: a PVE, no, I'm sorry, a PvP, an RP, and a PvE PvP RP. So all 4 of us have different play types, so we can share a player base without stepping on each other's toes and stealing players from one another. Say if somebody goes into the PvE RP server and they only want to PvE, they could come over to mine. If somebody in mine is looking for something just RP, they'd have another one. So I've kind of formed a partnership between 3 other server owners so that we can share a player base and increase all of our players, because one from one would be able to go to the other if they wanted to, and uh, it could be fun. It can be. I think it's a really good idea, and the people that I've talked to, they're all people that I've done stuff with before or worked with before, so I have people that I've known for a while, so I think it'll work out. I just getting my Discord set up is one of the largest things because I want to like I'm going for something for all players. I'm going for something that like you don't have to have a Discord, because I know there's quite a few players out there that don't want to have to deal with it. That for some of the old heads, it's overwhelming. So I want to make something that everybody can use, that that doesn't feel exclusive in any kind of way.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But
All
all
right.
right,
Well, it was nice talking to you. Probably, I'm sure we'll run into each other somewhere along the line again.
yeah, we'll see each other around. It's no big deal. All right, I
Good,
wish you and yours the
good luck
best,
with all
man.
that.
All
All
right,
right. You
thank you.
too.
Y'all have a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I did want to finish what I was working on. I know exactly where I'm at with it, but I think before I do, I think I'm gonna go take a break and watch Ahsoka. Restart my system right quick, and gonna take me a quick 2 hour break. Recharge my batteries, and then I'll come back and finish working on what I was doing. It won't be. It's a tedious process. It's not very hard, but it is time consuming. Being able to go through and cut out and change the parts and pieces that I need, but I think it'll be I think it'll be decent. Yeah, I didn't say anything, but like I've heard him badmouth every one of us behind our backs. So some of that I get, like she's still trying to have good faith in him, and that's fine. I don't want to take that away from anybody. But at the same time, like I know different. I've heard him talk bad about her, Jack Tron, like all kinds of folks that he was supposedly close with. And I know that there's no difference in it happening to me. If he did it to them, he would do it to me just the same. So I just don't want to have that kind of shit in my life anymore. I'm just over it. I want to move on, let it go, you know. So, all right, I'm gonna go watch Ahsoka, and I'll be back in a few hours.